Kepada AJK, so, tolong tukar nama. Alif, can you change your name to AJK Logistics?
Ikaw, Yura.
Try.
Test 1, 2, 3. Test mic. One. Testing. Testing. Volume. 1, 2, 3. Test 1. Test 1, 2, 3.
Recording in progress.
Ay, tayo sa iyo.
Test 1 2 3, test mic 1 2 3, test mic 1 2 3, volume 1 2 3 4 5. Good morning to everyone. Today, we'll be together in this IEM workshop. Representing the entire committee, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome everyone who are willing to spend their time to be with us and our speaker today. A friendly reminder to all participants that this program has 2 different attendees that will be displayed within the program. Those who fill the 2 attendance will be counted as present and merits will be given. And for those who are willing to come physically, you can drop by at Dewan Seminar located at level 2 beside the Surau at Faculty Kejuruteraan or Engineering Faculty. The 2 attendees also will be given physically upon your arrival. I also hope that everyone who attended this program to continue to stay until the end of the program. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will start our program now. A very good morning to everyone. Yang Berusaha IR Dr. Cheong as the speaker of our program today, participants of IEM workshop, and members of the floor. Before we proceed further, let us all together sing our national anthem and UPM song. To bless our Friday, let's call upon Muhammad Afiq to recite the dua.
Bismillah. Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Ya Karim, sesungguhnya bagi menyatakan syukur, jadikanlah kami sentiasa bersyukur sama ada nikmat yang sedikit, lebih-lebih lagi ya Rahman. Kau berkatilah dan rahmatlah pada hari ini, yaitu epic so bengkel IEM. Sesungguhnya engkau maha mengetahui bahawa kami di sini ilmu sangat luas bagi kami. Kau redha. Justru berkatilah dan dapat kami, punyakanlah, sinarilah hati kami dengan cahaya dan daya. Semoga ya Zal Jalali wal punyakanlah kesihatan, kecerdasan, tenang dan semoga dengannya kami cepat berdaya saing dan mampu di warga masyarakat dan Rabbana atina hasanah fil akhirati hasanah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you, Muhammad Afiq, for the dua recital. Hopefully, this event will run smoothly until the end. As I have mentioned earlier, we have provided 2 different forms for you to fill in order to count the attendance. Now we will open the attendance QR code for 5 minutes and then we will come back. Welcome back. We are glad that you are on board with us today. As a reminder for the participants, the Q&A session will be conducted after the speech session. If you have any question, we will open the Q&A floor later on. And for those who are watching this online, you may drop your question on the YouTube comment section. Therefore, kindly we hope you give all of your attention until the end of. Before I proceed further, I would like to welcome Dr. Mus'ab Razak, the head of Students Affairs and Alumni Faculty of Engineering, the program. Ladies and gentlemen, on this special event, IEM workshop, we are joined with our A-list speaker, I would say. He is IR Dr. Cheong, a registered professional engineer with the Board of Engineers Malaysia, BEM, and a fellow of the Institution of Engineers Malaysia at IEM. Back since 1996, he has served as interviewer for the IEM Professional and Interview PI and PAE BEM for both engineering organizations. Not only that, but he has also been actively represented IEM in many engineering working groups for green technology, renewable energy, and energy efficiency issues. With that being said, I would like to welcome IR Dr. Cheong to the stage. That's good.
Morning. If everybody can camera on, right? Fine. First and foremost, I'm very happy to be here. Okay. And I would like to extend on such a great and particularly it is a for first time attend such a very good to constructing the despite that was not coming yet on my number. But I really learned a lot by that. After this since of the March 18, 20. Whether from the final or from plus very idea. But I believe most of you are at however, there's certain if you put it for the next 1 hour, then I will 1 hour. What is it? But later on, you find that I call topic that 1 hour may not be enough. Okay. Hello. Is it better now? Okay. I will not think I'll educate and pay attention what I'm so please. Okay. Today, the purpose of coming here actually tell you what IEM is all about. And so you will understand what IEM is. Plus, after this talk, I will urge you to downstairs have a second as a student, and that is what is important. Okay, this is my objective. I would like to. For you, it's a little bit different. Okay, later on you will check what is this. Just now, thank you very much for the MC. And I can. I am PhD mechanical engineering. Mechanical engineering graduate, but I do energy, renewable energy studies. But later on, I do research in manufacturing. So, you see, from a mechanical engineer going renewable and later on going mechanical, and my career development very mixed, really very mixed. And I serve in organization which enable me to become a ASEAN country after, and so meaning which is my qualification go beyond Malaysia. Okay, and go. Okay. Next. All right. So before I proceed further, I have some question to ask you where you can also ask yourself and try to find answers. Okay. The first question I would like to know is how you know about it, okay? And why you have chosen here study engineering. These are a very touching question that I have to ask. So certain answer given to me was very surprising. I have tried to check about my parents are studying my parents. Oh, my friends was interested in it. Therefore, I started question that now. And how many are year one students? Year one, year two, year three, any year four. Good. Year one, year three. All right. So you will then ask another question. What can I when I become an? What do I do? You know, and for our life he improved when very, very, there's always that of Correct. So the study of engineering is not all about and totally about science and technique, but I would choose this. You have to have good command on languages. Why? Because languages is the key media for okay, you will see that later on communication is so important in our life, whether you are in work, whether you are in leisure, just about how to make people understand what you like to tell. All right? And finance. I know studying in public university very so you may not be stressed due to the shortage of funds and money, pursue and continue your study. But in your future life, finance become a very, very important element in our life. So therefore, when you are in youth, I would urge you to study beyond engineering. Take it as an elective or non-elective, but attend the classes for finance. Okay, learn something basic finance. Last but not least, have to know law, the legal rights of yourself. Everybody are talking about human rights. Okay, everybody are talking about consumers' rights. But I will ask you, many of us actually overlooking what law is all about. For example, signing a very simple Maxis package or new mobile package, right? When the salesperson or the give you a form, hey, please sign this. I give you a very data and unlimited for 20 days. So you just sign. But certain terms and conditions have overlooked. For example, the package may say have to commit minimum 36 months, where you don't know. All right, after you have signed the form, suddenly you say that why should I continue to pay 36 months? Because I found that the service is not good. A lot of time you have brought line, right? So therefore, you say I don't want. But problem you have already inked on the agreement and you are obliged to the payment obligation, which is 36 months, 2028, 700. Okay. So when you sign that agreement, it's already a month. All right. So therefore, please understand certain basic things in law. Okay? Because in future, we have many contracts, we have many. So if you have early knowledge of that, then you're well prepared. All right. So therefore, my recommendation is when you PM study time, please develop your soft skill and also building network. Building network among Malaysian students and international. Okay. All right. The last thing that before we go into the introduction of what IEM is all about is this reminder. So if when you have graduated and start working, remember now I'm telling you 6 months, you have joined BEM as a graduate engineer, right? Join them as a graduate engineer and you start your former engineering training experience. If you don't join them, the training experience will not be right. And I also strongly advise you to join IEM as a member. The reason being IEM has many platforms and opportunity to guide you from being a graduate engineer to be a professional. All right. Later on, you will find more detail on how IEM is guiding young engineers acquire professional training period. All right. So you see the IR. Okay. IR represents that you are a qualified professional engineer. Okay. IR represents that. Okay. Now we come to IEM. My question is, first you have to understand IEM. And then you have to say that what IEM can do for me. Correct or not? So it's a simple question that you had previously asked. What is IEM? Okay? And then you will say what IEM can do. Right? So these are all the same questions, whatever you do. Okay? IEM is a society. Just like a society in UPM. I believe UPM has many societies that you had already chosen to join. All right? So you can actually join IEM as a society member, even at your student status. Okay? Student status. And how old is IEM? IEM was established in 1959. A very, very long time ago. Something like 7, right? So we are registered with the ROF. So later on you will tell you what is ROF. Okay? All right. So we have a membership strength of 46,000. Okay? And the membership are having it distributed all over Malaysia. So we are here in Selangor, in our headquarters, but you can see that it is distributed in the state of Malaysia. All right, but we also have in East West. Sabah and Sarawak, we have branch office. So meaning which is, if you are IEM member and you are working all around Malaysia, so think and always find a book that belongs to IEM. Okay? So we have a tagline which say that engineers students still maintain tagline for long time as engineers building nation. Of building the nation. So how can we do that? How can we do that? IEM is aimed to raising the status and further advancing the interest of engineering profession, engineering profession, okay? Engineering profession, and promoting honest practices, encouraging health practice, and settling new point of practice and ethics. This is something going into what we call integrity and honesty of person, which is an integral part of a personal conduct, particularly when you have become because you are exposed all the nasty challenges that involving corruption, okay, which is very, very damaging our nation. Therefore, I would like to urge you that upon acquiring the necessary knowledge and put in practice and in workplace, have and very, and also everybody understand that the number of so-called STEMs, many people know what is STEM, right? The number of children or younger pupils choosing study STEM are getting. If I could give certain indicative statistics. In the early days of 2010, we have in Malaysia, public and private universities, we have something like 65 to 70,000 engineering students studying. But today, I'm sad to share with you that we have less than 55,000 studying in private public. I'm not counting overseas students. Okay, I'm only talking about Malaysian. So the number has dropped from 60 over 1,000, and we had been working very hard to promote STEM study. STEM study is not limited to us, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So engineering fall in one of the STEM studies. If you look around your friends, how many of your friends are keenly pursuing study of engineering, mathematics? Not many. Right? We have challenges. Even now, studying medicine. Okay? Medicine courses are also less attractive now because many of you have heard that the practice and service of housemanship are very limited, and upon graduation from medical program, they have to wait for 6 months to 1 year before they are called by the government for houseman. I think many of you technical note about the difficulties of medical graduate of getting into hospital for housemanship training. All right, so therefore, this dynamo of pricing has further reduced the interest of younger than us. We are working very hard go to primary, secondary, foundation courses students and encourage them to take up engineering. Because in the near future, we need a lot of engineers in developing positions, and we do not have enough engineers in the big power. Okay, just for another piece of information and statistics. Malaysia have about 300,000 people. Out of the 300,000 graduates, we have about 200,000 registered with the board. 200,000 registered with the board. And the board has reported that we have only 20,000 sessions PE with IR. And this PE with IR are servicing the patient. 20,000 PE are servicing. And mind you, about half of this PE are people like iron or steel or disappeared, migrated overseas. So in actual fact, there are only 10,000 qualified PE working in. And if you are graduating, then the graduation rate for engineers in Malaysia now is about 13,000 graduates every year. But we need another 300. So we need 20 years still enough engineers to service our. Therefore, value what you are having now, progress to acquire all the necessary ingredients of becoming an engineer. Besides that, we are also helping all the standard improvement and also forming working in engineering society for drafting all the regulation, requirement, guidelines for implementation of engineering. Right. So IEM have those missions and objectives, plus we have many other special services to be provided for the members. For example, we conduct a lot of courses within IEM itself. We have workshops. We also have technical visits. Okay, we have technical visits to factories, to special industry, university, and educational and social activities. We have family day, we have IEM engineering week, and we have publications. Although we don't have as much as what so-called Dr. Chuck has, but we do have a quarterly journal, engineering journal, that give out a lot of workshops. All right, we do maintain a library that keep a lot of standards, keep a lot of information on engineering information. So one important thing is, I believe UPM student, outstanding student, is one of the recipients of IEM scholarship. So every so-called IEM annual dinner and give out any university scholarship, PM is one of them. All right. And certainly there are more benefits to a corporate member. For example, I also have enjoyed certain birth benefits, which is I would like to share with you. For example, IEM has aligned with certain car seller, BMW, Mercedes, to give a 6% discount on the selling. For example, I buy a Mercedes 250,000. 6% is 15,000. So you get additional discount of 1,000 from the car dealer, which is a benefit. So therefore, I just highlight this a very great deal that we have tried, and there are also many outlets that can either pay. We have a IEM so-called price card that entitled for the discount that you entitled or the food outlet, beverage outlet. Okay. And most important is you have a platform to socialize with senior engineers. In which is, as a young so-called graduate, you go into IEM, you will find yourself, you are crowded within a team of very senior and engineers where you can find your networking, find a job, find certain opportunity. This is a very good area for IEM. Okay. Yes. All right. Okay. So I go a little bit on the administration and management of IEM itself. So we have standing committee under president, deputy president, and vice president, which organize four main council. So the more important for technical divisions are under the standing com of activity. All right. So when you look at the activity standpoint, then you will see that have all the specialty engineering for members have different interests in its specialization. For example, you may not know what is services, but I can tell you building services are all the air conditioning, this room, the lighting, the LV, the factor and cost system. These are buildings. Okay, these are building services where and specialized. Whether you study electrical, electronic, mechanical, or even chemical, or engage. Okay? Chemical engineering, fuel and structural engineering, electrical, environmental. I think PM has an environmental study test. Okay. And geotechnical, highway and transportation. So these are the faculty that is having a special technical division on its own for the member to take. We have mechanical and production, oil and gas, electronic, water resources, even agriculture and food, which is one of the core studies of gas. Okay? And project management as well. So you can choose and pick which are the special interests that you like. All right. We have a big group which is under the YES. The YES are membership for graduate member and student member. Okay. I may have missed out certain information that IEM have something like 25,000 members. And among the student members, there are a lot of student members among you. So if you are one of the committee member or chairperson of the university student chapter, you will have an opportunity to socialize all other. So therefore, YES is purposely formed to promote networking among graduate engineers and student members. Okay. And today I see quite a lot of ladies engineers and lady students engineers. I don't mind sharing with you during my time when I studied mechanical engineering. For my 4 years in university, I don't any lady 4 years. Nothing, no one studying mechanics. Certainly electrical and chemical, civil have a lot of females, but not mechanical. But today, I'm surprised to see quite a few, especially in Nottingham University when I went there for a talk. Half of the so-called mechanical engineering students are ladies. Okay? And we have a women's engineering. So you go to IEM, then go straight into that group, you find the so-called senior lady engineers are actually. And recently there was one, whether it's or not. She was outside by certain internet. She is a mechanical engineer by training and still teaching. Alright. So just now I talk about the networking. So here are certain areas where, particularly for young engineers like you in the YES group, okay, there are many interesting activities that been organized in many formats and many manners. Okay? And not only in Malaysia, but in ASEAN. Okay? We have an organization called CAFIO, where we do have every year, we have different countries hosting. Okay? Because of COVID, that activity now been stopped for 2 years, but they are planning it to restart. Okay, so you can see that the activities are aiming for professional development, for social and community, for student affairs, for graduate affairs, for external affairs. Okay, external is talk about more international and publicity. Okay, so you can actually have the opportunity to participate in this YEM activity. Okay. Here are certain photographs on the activities which they have particularly right. It is social community, and we are talking about visiting the city, talking about root professional engineering IEM as far north as in Berlin. Okay. These are graduate training organizations such as Razak. It's a very big construction organization. And you look at these are the national summit for young engineers. That means all the universities representative will be together at certain spot or outlet, and they are brainstorming. They do their brain. Okay. Now my question is, what is it for you? You here. So we have touched on many items, but I summarize it. Know more about your rights and liability. Okay? To be an engineer or professional engineer, they are not of all liability. We have a liability for our work. Therefore, we have a liability indemnity insurance factor at the thing, and so you have right. You also have liability. So gradually learn that, and now I'm feeling such concept in my mind as early as but to improve our life together with IEM because the education of the world. How you can improve your life with IEM? The building network, the looking for better opportunity. You are being introduced. Take up more specialized challenges. But if you are living by yourself, you will lose all the opportunity to be able to become a truly professional engineer from engineering graduate via various IEM training. The route from a graduate engineer to become a professional engineer is a long and then, although the guidelines say 3 years after your graduation, you are qualified, have enough experience. However, my thinking, I would say that 5 years after your graduation, will have adequate experiences and training. Okay, 5 years. Remember, 5 years is not long, it's not short. Your undergrad program is 4 years, right? Is it a long time? Long time. Not a long time, right? If I told you I graduated in 1979, I always feel that time is time. Although I still remember I study in the city because that I had. Actually, I have never attended any talk. What fine? We don't care about this. All of us that talk this time. And now I regretted. Therefore, why I didn't come out to share all of that. These are the curriculum. Because the lecturer comes in, they say, all about right. So all of us are very sparing those assignments. When your classmate, your friend asks you to send a talk, this was my time was spent all on exam, okay? And these are the things that I spend all my time in. And which I the other thing that I would like to please never get I understand that now. Okay, but I am very right now. In the first day of say that hi friend, please read for this 1, 3, 5, etc. Okay, only by 1. Then, but I also would like to highlight that now you read those books recommended by the lecturer. Understand. The reason you don't have to understand what I'm trying to tell you. If you want to read the book, you only need to read the preface. Okay? The 2 pages of preface, trying to digest. Or go to the lecturer like Mus'ab to say, hey doctor, what the preface tells us? Just ask him. The book preface, what does it tell you? And what does it want you to understand? The preface will say, oh, you read chapter 1, and you another one, they will tell you other story. Okay? The essence. You believe that upon my retirement, from 9 years ago, I start reading my master. Because I continue on time. I beg with you. Okay. Nếu mày cơ ada banyak. Okay. I read those books. It was shocked my life. A real experience that you never get it. Shocked in my life that I have been working here on. And when I was trying to get in the field so-called use of project management, what is project management, how it's all about, and funny thing, when I read when I read the book, okay, so I have used my 30 years of working life, 30 years of working life, learning thoroughly what project management is all about. But it's like the text. Why I say that you don't understand when you read the text? Because theory. Okay, my textbook that I read, I have 5 different marker colors. So what does it mean? That means I have read the text 5 times. Because every time I read, I highlight and underline in different color of the importance of what I think or what I thought at that time, which now I look at it, I was laughing to myself. Stupid. Those are not important. Because the important things are all not marked. That is something that I would say.
Okay.
You go back and read your book, laugh at yourself that all the thoughts fall into that. There's the one simple objective. Never understand the book. Want to understand the theory and the logic behind. So please go back and read books on observation. Okay? Remember what I tell you today. In my early working life, a lot of senior engineers, you know what they tell me? Hey, Cheong, about study. Whatever you study in university is never used. Okay? So how I counter him? Because I don't trust him saying that. I don't agree. People telling me whatever you study never use in workplace. Remember what I tell you now. Don't take that as a advice. You have to fight back. I am saying whatever you learn in university, every single logic and reasoning are applicable. Only thing that don't know how to apply, you don't know how to find a relevancy between a theory and practical piece of work. So value my advice. Okay? 5 years time. I think okay. Now younger generations are very important. Right? Believe me, all the knowledge that you wanted are found inside the text. Okay? Continue to read it. Okay? So be able to achieve a greater good and contribute to the society. After you have achieved your personal objective, personal goal, and that okay? And we also urge engineers build IEM friends and because we are a professional in our you know that how many professionals are there that is recognized after a lawyer is a professional. Medical doctor professional. An accountant is professional. But nobody say no one. There are not many professional market. First, I have mentioned and accountant, there are architects, there are player, there are plan. So remember, we are also, and you have to uphold that. They will, okay? Maybe this is us. Yes. So just now, when you go down, or after this, you go down to either she will be able to tell you how to get it. But I'm really hoping that I membership, okay, membership to continue stay relevant to society that belongs satisfied by the okay. So with that, I think I have done by sharing of IEM and what should now and thank you. Just on
Thank you so much, Dr. Cheong, for the fascinating sharing. And for those who are interested, don't forget to come by IEM booth at the foyer to join this Learn community. The booth will be open until 4 p.m. today. So student, make sure to drop. All right. So before we proceed, I'd like to open the floor to the audience. If you have any questions before I proceed reading the questions from the YouTube comments. Any questions from the audience? Okay. So here I have gathered a few questions from the YouTube comments. And for the first question, as a student, what benefits do we get if we register for IEM memberships?
As a student, we have very for extract package one time thing. Previously was a 20 year year 80 ringgit, but now there is a one time. Provider will be able to share.
And for second questions, also, so everyone has their own passion. What is your turning point in life that makes you passionate about engineering?
What a good question. Frankly speaking, my choice of reading mechanical engineering was purely due to my father. My father was a mechanic and a steam boiler man, and I don't know anything about what mechanical engineer until I graduated, and I don't know what to do. For your information, I graduated from Taiwan, which is the recognized by education. So the hard time of what to do is actually so in order to pursue recognition of my engineering, I have a so my choice of is also a wrong choice. Why? Because there is limited graduate study program for graduate school in AIT. So the turning point is by further enhancing team recognition and I become medical engineer. So besides passion, I think there are many choices in life that you make and you are so be thank God I have it. I hope
Right, thank you. For the third question, very curious. So one of the asked if we quickly register for IEM even after graduation, where our job is not engineering.
yes. Uh, Let me explain his question. I think his question is a little bit in advance right now. Because he qualified that I'm not working as an engineer and I join IEM as a member. The answer is definitely yes. Why? The criteria of joining IEM as a graduate member is if you are a engineering graduate from a recognized program or to join IEM as a graduate engineer. So the answer is yes. Even he is not working as an engineer, doesn't matter. But the problem is he's an engineering graduate but not working as an engineer, then he will have a problem of becoming a professional engineer. So this is something that has been twice. I hope that my advice is you are an engineering graduate, please work at first future and passion qualification.
For the next question, so how do I be a professional engineer at IEM, and what skills do we require?
Oh, very good question, but it's advanced because you will not remember what I'm going to tell you. All right. As I mentioned, in order to become a professional, you need a minimum training and practical 3 years. And these 3 years, what are the typical training requirements? 3 different area or segment. Number one, must have design experience. Listen very carefully, right? Number two, must have site supervision. Number three, must have management experience. Okay? So different area of training give you different skills. So you have design, you have management, you have supervision. Certainly this is for industrial training. For academician, the requirement is slightly. So they will have a longer period of practical working experience from the academician point of view. But certain requirements are, they also must have minimum 1 year of industrial cumulatively being a teaching area. Okay, plus must be a lecturer or professor in a recognized engineering program. That means if you are teaching in certain university where the engineering program is not EAT accredited, then the experience that you garner not therefore cannot go PI or PA. Right? So I think I have gone to details that may not be backup. A summary is time, site management, and
Thank you. We have two questions for the final two questions. What makes you have a strong motivation to continue?
oh, this is also a very good question. Actually, you don't be and the two be motivated in your actually is self value adding and enhancing. That means you are doing different things in different stages of your career. So it's a personal value progression and generate. That is because every day, every morning, wake up, always have new things, new challenge. Rather than, so I ask you one question. This is episode now and here. So when you wake up in the morning, are you feeling very energetic? Say that today I have few classes to attend and I have to catch all the classes on time. Or wake up and say, I have so much. So the emotion and the attitude, if you feel being lift up every morning, wake up and you are going for your target and for your goal, and that is that should have keeping okay.
Okay, last question. It's Thiam. She asked, in your opinion, what underrated engineering?
What is the goal?
Underrated engineering.
Okay. To me, I don't mind sharing that there is three of the all the course of study, whether engineering, non-engineering, they are very in because we are studying the logic, we are studying certain knowledge, and at the same time we are developing soft skills. Many people tell me during my time, electrical and electronic engineering is ranked number one in the university that I have. Okay, but Malaysian students studying overseas, they rank civil engineering as number one choice. Okay, so in 1975, when I entered the electrical and computer science in rank number. Then over the years, it has changed from electrical to computer science to IC. Right? I think Malaysia followed the trend quite close. Chemical was number in mechanical three. And today mechanical has never become number one. Who is mechanical engineering? Any? I cannot find any common first or common. Really? Electrical? Electrical? I think most of you are chemical, right? Because of Dr. Mus'ab. Who are? Kiva. Chemical. Okay. I see that. But actually, I don't mind saying mechanical are quite simple. But guys are and but chemical and process and she's slightly one big and I keep on dynamic slightly more, things like other way mechanical and I do. But anyway, really change mindset of person who are thinking, hey, study hard, and 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 hey, no more. Thank you.
I IES lah yang现在就是and
Actually, YEM section set up IEM, grouping all the member, graduate member, and corporate member, not an IR yet, and the student. So among them, they have a 5,000, and roughly take 25 are 10,000 are graduate, and all of you are allowed to go in YES. They have a YES chair and also have a YES vice president. But people who really care for the better but for activity price, anyone, anyone, especially a engineer, sort of I get I but for interaction, they are the same.
advantage here.
Uh, I But it's some actually another example. I think of it, and I before the event of Thiam IEM, woman fund
Any more questions from the audience?
question from the floor.
I have one
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
So, I want to ask, from your opinion, as we can see that engineering field is much larger than right now as students with what kind of to pursue actually, especially for those with computer engineering and computing. What I see when I look for internship, there's a specific part of what kind of want and we want to try that. So for your opinion, how should what kind of field select from these parts? For example, from so from you.
Okay. Very good question. Actually. For example, she has asked the question as the computer the graduate, what can I check as a mechanical engineer? I can't speak too much about what she is studying at, but enough. At my home, I have three questions. My daughter, my son. Okay? None of them are mechanical engineers, but as a mechanical, they work very well. Currently, world is up, right? Everybody talking about IoT, IoT, so IoT. Okay? I highlight on as a mechanical engineer, I'm striving very hard for IR. I'm not very sure some of them. No. And I'm not very sure you guys know data communication has become so much in our daily life. I don't think anybody can survive without Wi-Fi, right? Right? If I don't bring a handphone out from my house, the whole day I cannot work. Think of people calling us and not. No, sometimes I which is and we have spotlight can't help but I don't mind telling you, I only had a smart after I retired 2013. Okay, so I'm only using a handphone or a smartphone for 8-9 years, but I'm already like I can't go away. Okay, so meaning which is data computing. So, and if I can give you the trail of how ICT has developed from the early days where still young kids playing all the game, or whatever that you guys have gone through. Until today, it's all those things, right? So it's all because of ICT, all because of data and computer actually is data computation. So I think guys know better how to transfer the best data on, correct? And now actually you have a laptop or a tablet, it's like a handphone. Okay, people send WhatsApp information, you can actually download it in your laptop or in your PC. And so it's know how. Nobody ever thought that images can be sent through data line. But now you know. And COVID come, thought that everybody will be disconnected, right? But home meeting, interaction, or how do you? So this is one of the many choices that you can actually develop as an everlasting fashion. Okay. Or another computers are networking, network transfer of truth. I'm now very much in artificial intelligence. What makes it possible? Everybody talking about big data analysis, right? Everybody is talking about big data analysis. Everybody is talking about forecasting based on the volume of data that is all analyzed by the tools that you can use for statistical analysis. And all okay, so that answers your question.
Yeah, very much.
Huh?
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much for answering the questions. All right, that's all. To know more on IEM, please drop by at the foyer during faculty just below. It will be open until 4 p.m. So do make sure you do not miss the opportunity. Without further ado, I would like to invite Dr. Mus'ab, the head of Students Affairs and Alumni of Engineering Faculty, give the token of appreciation to Dr. Cheong.
And
Sadly, everyone, we have come to the very end of our event. I surely feel enlightened and inspired and I bet the audience feels the same too. As you know, we can never end a talk without a picture. So if you don't mind, let's take a picture together with us.
Friend.
All this
Boleh. So, come. Just at the start. Jom. Jom. Yeah. Sini. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Freestyle tu. 1, 2, 3. 3.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap for the talk. I hope he has successfully brightened up your day with all the knowledge provided in. Again, I would like to emphasize that the IEM booth will be open now until 4 p.m. only. So please do drop by and subscribe to the IEM membership. Taking this opportunity, I am Clarence Champion, representing the entire committee, would like to express my highest appreciation and thanks to Dr. Cheong for being with us today to share his. The merit code will be displayed and open for 3 minutes only, so be sure to fill in the merit form for your attendance of the day. The program will be dismissed immediately afterwards. Goodbye, everyone. Have a nice weekend. Stay safe, stay connected. So long.